enough to stay on one planet. And so that's why the man decided to take a decision to set off to some higher horizons. And it is still, after 80, 90 years, the complexity still remains so high in space travel.
Yeah, and one question that comes about is how do you make all of that happen?
The new launch IST
So,
is 12:05, 30 seconds.
right, we've just gotten call out and confirmation that the new T0 is 12:05 p.m. Just as a reiteration to all our viewers.
Roger.
So, we were talking about what it takes to make all of these happen, and of course, we would like to thank ISRO for all their support, from opening the doors to the Satish Dhawan Space Center, the historic first launch pad, issuing us guidance and helping us with all the nitty-gritty details. They've worked with us day and night on this. They've treated this vehicle as though it were their own, and they're so committed to making sure that mission Agaman reaches its intended orbit, that they've essentially become a part and parcel of the Skyroot family.
They treated the vehicle as their own, as you correctly said, Suyash. Like, they have been involved with us throughout the entire campaign,
Vehicle directed to Skyroot
helped
Launch
us,
Control.
and along
You
with
can
ISRO, we would also like
reinitiate
to
automated launch
take a
sequence
pause
at
to thank
T-11 minutes.
InSpace, and they have acted as a bridge between the government organization, facilitating all the review meetings, everything, and allowing us access to SHAR, all the policies, all the reforms. So thank you, InSpace, for all the efforts, and thank you for rooting for Skyroot.
Yeah, one interesting thing, and this is a personal experience as well. We did Mission Prarambh in November 2022, and believe it or not, the headquarters of InSpace were inaugurated in June 2022.
Just 6 months from our first launch.
So you might have to imagine that it's just 6 months, and they've had to imagine and they have to write and draft all the policies that are required. They have to make sure that they know how the mission is going to be, regulated. What do we need to do to essentially handhold the space sector, the private space sector?
It was very seamless, indeed, very seamless. The way they took all of it.
Yeah, very true.
ये तो out है. Tissues. ये तो 6 है. Party. What a smashing victory.
Big basket. Everything you need delivered now.
Cases where they've been chasing after us.
Yeah. I remember those days.
Yeah, and it's quite empowering to know that the government is playing such a huge role in helping make this happen. We talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, we talk about Viksit Bharat 2047, and all of these technologies, what the private sector is trying to build today, is essentially contributing to that goal. If we want to be the world leaders, we need to start now.
Exactly, Suyash. Like, I was fortunate enough to visit the LPSC test facility when I was with the Raman-1 test campaign. It was a very great experience. I mean, and the coordination with the ISRO teams and the way they facilitated the entire test campaign and the data analysis, and post-test, the data came like really fast, and like they were after us and they were very patient with us. So yeah, that was a really great experience for the young engineer like me.
Yeah, and that sort of reminds me to the stage test that we did just a couple of months ago. I think nearly 9 months ago.
Yeah, around I think October.
Yeah, October I think. And so that was the test of the orbital adjustment module. It was a all-inclusive test. We had the entire stage. We had all the engines, the thrusters. We had the avionics. We had something quite interesting and melodic as well. We played Sare Jahan Se Acha using the Raman Mini thrusters on the stage, which was something very unique, very captivating to the young minds. Many people did not think that you could play music out of the screeching sounds of 50 Newton Raman Mini thrusters.
Again, an opera, I told you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Just give me a go. When to say? Just give me a go when to say. अभी तो हम pause है ना?
T minus 11 minutes.
Automated launch sequence initiated.
Roger.
All right, we're at T minus 11 minutes again, T minus 30, 10 minus 10:30, sorry. And the automatic launch sequence has begun. We are in the pre-checks phase at the moment, where all the teams are essentially checking the health of the vehicle once again, making sure that all systems are operational and go for launch.
Before that, we had one confirmation that all the ground stations supporting today's mission, they have
T minus
completed
10
their readiness
minutes.
checks. As the vehicle travels downrange, telemetry will seamlessly transition between multiple ground stations, from Shah to Port Blair, then Bogor in Indonesia, and then finally Yatharagga in Australia. This network ensures continuous communication with the launch vehicle, with all mission data relayed back to mission control in real time.
That's right. And just to recap to all our viewers, some of the callouts that have happened till now. We first had the acquisition of day of launch winds, which is we acquire using a Doppler weather radar the winds prevalent. And as Akhil mentioned earlier, it's slightly a cloudy day today for launch, but come rain or sunshine, we are always ready to launch.
Yeah, the rain can't stop us, I think.
Yeah, and the next thing that we managed to do
T minus
is,
9 minutes.
of course, the guidance teams have completed the static navigation profile as well as the gyro compassing of the LINS package. So this is kind of the sensor which tells the attitude of the vehicle, essentially tells you how you're oriented with respect to Earth. And it's something very important that the vehicle has to do. It needs to know where north is and where the direction of gravity is. Post that, like he just confirmed, we've had all the ground stations. We have 4 ground stations supporting us today. Shar, which is where we're coming to you live from. And then we have Port Blair, following which we have Bogor in Indonesia. And finally, the Yatharagga ground station in Australia. So all of these ground stations essentially capture telemetry, which is the data from the
T
vehicle,
minus 8 minutes.
and relay it instantaneously to us.
Yeah, Suyash, you were mentioning about how we also see the wind profiles. The wind profiles are also checked. Just a while back they were checked. And as I can see on the MCC, this wind profile or this data of the winds is also going to be uploaded into the mission computer in the sequence that is coming up. And also one of the key milestones which have been completed is the transition from external ground power to the rocket's onboard batteries. The vehicle has relied on ground support systems till now, but from this point forward, every stage must successfully power itself. So engineers, I believe, are watching the battery performances and electric health right now to ensure that the transition is smooth and every system is remaining stable as of now.
And for this
T
ALS
minus
sequence
7
also, we
minutes.
have completed all the null checks for all the stage nozzles, and the FNCs are working as fine as possible. And we are also happy that Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Minister of Space, is joining us live on video call, and he's rooting for Team Skyroot.
We are at T minus 6 minutes and counting. For the viewers who've just joined us recently, on your screens right now is the Skyroot Launch Control Center situated at Shar. We have many engineers looking at the vitals of the vehicle. This includes different teams, starting from
3 minutes,
avionics,
6 minutes.
guidance, navigation, control, liquid propulsion, solid propulsion, safety, reliability, quality, and of course our IT teams as well. One of the things that has also been completed just now is the uploading of the mission computer init files. And that's a funny name of sorts, but it essentially means initialization files. These are essentially files that contain all the requisite parameters to tell the vehicle what it needs to do in the early ascent of flight. It adjusts for the day of launch wind profiles that we talked about. It also has the gyro compassing
3
details
minutes, 5
within
minutes.
it.
And now we have confirmation that mission computer mode has been successfully changed to flight mode, and we are really jubilant and everybody is really happy that this stage has been successfully transitioned, and now we'll move towards the next check, that is HMSA.
हेलो हेलो तेरे cheeks इतने soft कैसे? हमारे dry lifeless. Feel like doing hello बार-बार. Hello नहीं, say hello to bouncy dewy cheeks.
Himalaya Aloe Vera Face Wash with Aloe Vitamin E. Creamy face wash that cleanses and hydrates. Say aloe to bouncy, dewy cheeks.
The head mount safe arm mechanism will be activated in a while, and till now it was ensured that the ignition chain has remained safely isolated.
That's right, Vaidehi. For the viewers who are very curious for this, the head mount safe arm mechanism, which we refer to as
3 minutes, 4
HMSA,
minutes.
is a safety device which is well mounted at the head of our solid rocket motors. And the whole job of this device is to safely isolate the pyrotechnics from the rest of the solid grain. And the reason why we do that is for safety, to prevent any accidental ignition from, let's say, lightning strikes. We do have a cloudy day today, and of course, we have lightning suppression systems. We have 4 lightning towers on the first launch pad. But there can also be some form of electrical runaway. There can also be static discharge. So to safeguard all these devices from electrical discharges, we have a mechanical separation between the pyro devices and the solid rocket motor.
Right, so yes. So till now, the ignition system,
3
it
minutes,
was
3
in
minutes.
a protective, non-firing state, but now it's going to move on to a state wherein once the mission computer gives the ignite command, it can initiate a pyrotechnic chain of events.
That's right. And we're at T minus 3 minutes, and we have confirmation that the stage 1 head mount safe arm mechanism, or the stage 1 HMSA, has been successfully armed.
This basically means that our motor is now ready to ignite.
That's really great to hear. Along with this HMSA safety mechanism, we have one more layer of safety which we call the FTS or the CDS, command district system, or the flight termination system. This is utilized when if the vehicle during its flight mode tries to or like deviates from its intended flight trajectory, then the range safety officer can take a call to distract the vehicle to safeguard the resources around it.
T minus 2 minutes.
That's right. As is with the case with any launch vehicle, we always prioritize safety, and with that in mind, we have all of these systems set up on the vehicle. We are now entering to condition the liquid stages on Vikram-1. So the orbital adjustment module is now conditioning itself and preparing for liftoff. So we are nearly at T minus 1 minute,
All stations
and
stand by for the
we
timer.
will